Hey guys, what's going on? Denise here. Welcome to another episode of today's video. Now, in today's video, we're gonna do something that it's a little different, but it's something that you probably um, may not have thought about before, and I might get you thinking about this one when it comes to our feet. Now, I'm gonna take my shoes off and. One thing I want to talk about is our feet and how it's being transformed by our shoes. I did already a video on the tripod foot, and that video helps you to understand how you place your foot, especially when you're doing any sort of strength training where you're taking on load, and your foot is the first thing that is any sort of force rebounding from the ground onto that load. So it's important to understand the tripod foot, but it's also important to understand that our feet are not meant to really be closed up like this. So I have, check this out, let me just get this thing here. One of my favorite running shoes, but when you look at the running shoes, look at the design of it. Our feet are not supposed to have this kind of narrow tip, and most of these shoes right now does come like this. There are a lot of shoes where they're making now the minimalist shoes that it's wider at the toe areas so that your toes are able to splay out and be as it should. But there are also the ones that are quite popular that very rigid underneath, doesn't cause any bending, so we're missing a lot of the movement that is necessary for us to walk properly. I am an advocate for barefoot walking, and I did a video on that as well, and I'll leave the link for the both of them in the comments below. Now I took the insole of one of my shoes to show you guys what it is that really happens when we put our feet into these shoes, what it is really happening. Let me flip the camera. Okay, so I took the sole, the instep, or what it is you call in the sneakers, and what I'm trying to show you here is when you look at the foot and the foot, how it's shaped. You notice how wide here is? It's the foot being this big toe jamming down on the floor, which is supposed to not kick up like that or turn to the side. It's supposed to be straight. And our foot, when you look at this, how can you fit this into this narrow thing, right? So if I put my foot over this, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's no way my foot is fitting in this shoe frame. In order for me to do that, that's where it's gonna squish it in like this, and it's gonna make it fit, and also it's going to change the way that I walk and the way that my foot functions. So this is what I want to talk to you about today, what you can do for your foot to be able to we have shoes. It's not like if we're gonna just give up all our shoes, but we can do some what they're calling it foot yoga. I just call it mobility for your toes and your feet. I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, let's go with that. All right, so the first thing you want to do when you're looking at making sure that you get your foot yoga in is your feet and your toes supposed to have space in it, just like you have your fingers having space to go through like that. And this is kind of helps the gripping process. Could you imagine if we didn't have that space in there, we wouldn't have all this mobility with the hands. And people tend to overlook that mobility with, sorry, my camera is off. Let me put this up. It's just raw videotaping today. People tend to take for granted that mobility with the fingers and the toes to the feet. And the feet are so important because we need to have a lot of motion taking place in that foot when we walk, when we run, to produce any sort of force. We need that, right? So as I was saying, what we can do, the first thing we do for our foot yoga, this side here, we want to get the fingers in between the toes, and you should be able to get all the spaces in that foot going, right? You see what I'm doing here? I'm just trying to massage and create some mobility within the joints of those metatarsals and those phalanges, I think. Yeah. These is going to require you to spend some time with at least 2-3 minutes every day on each side. And a nice thing to do is do it with one foot and then try moving and see how it feels if you didn't do the other foot, so you can see the difference it makes with this mobility that's being created here. Another thing you want to do also is the foot goes in supination and pronation a lot when we walk, so if we could move that around as well, is what you see I'm doing here. And this is all to create movement, because the more you stick that foot in that shoe, is the more it's going to change the way it's supposed to move and how it's designed. You're going to lose that big toe function, which is very important for walking, and as I said, running and all those things, right? Those are the two things you're going to do to start off, getting some mobility in the foot, especially that big toe, because that's the one that's kind of pushing to the side, right? Let me show you what you can do now to strengthen the big toe and increase your ability to improve your toe flexion that's being lost with wearing these shoes. All right, let me go to that. First thing you can do to help focus to get that big toe, this is the inflection that it's going to be missing when you consistently have that foot on and you don't do any barefoot walking, right? When we walk, we're supposed to have a nice push off when we're walking, but it's limited because shoes wearing, barefoot walking is never happening, and we're just not aware of it. So if you have a lacrosse ball like this, what you're gonna do is you're going to get this ball right between the heels, and what you're gonna do from there is right up. Up it is to push up and keep the ball moving and try to get some push up on the toes. Oopsie. You're gonna need a mini band like this one here. You're gonna put 1, 2 in here, 1 in here. And what you're gonna do here, see how my toes, I have to focus on pushing it on the ground, and I'll show you what it looks like from the top view looking down. But this is what you want to have here. It helps you to focus on working on pressing down the big toe onto the floor, and from there you can do the same thing again, which is going to be some calf raises, but it's going to be focused where the big toe is holding down the band, and it's actually pushing the toes like apart, but you have to keep that resistance. It's a real nice exercise, a real nice drill for improving your proprioception, which is the ability to understand how your toe is supposed, the big toe is supposed to be on the floor, and it gets that toe realigned with the resistance that the band is pulling on it. There you have it, guys. Done with that video, and just spend some time outside today. It's really nice. Changing the environment is nice too, and doing the videos different places is always good. But at the end of the day, our focus is on education and making you aware of the things that you have the power to change when it comes to your movement, when it comes to your mobility. You don't have to be in pain forever. This is the whole reason for this channel, right? So with that, I hope you guys like this video. I hope it was something that you can use and you'll be applying to your life. And don't forget, if you like this video, please share it and hit the like button and tell a friend about it so that they'll be tuned in every Tuesdays and every Friday. Stay tuned for the other posts, and guys, thank you for viewing. Take care. See you soon. Bye.